I'd like to go to one area in particular, and that's the Northern Territory, and a series of articles have been published recently in the Australian newspaper about an ORIC investigation into Gunjagmi Aboriginal Corporation.
Yep.
And I'll certainly note that the Australian articles were this month, the 22nd of March. I would expect that you're probably aware of those, Mr Button, but I'm happy to table them if you're not.
No, we're very aware. We were,
okay.
And we have been sought for comment in most of those publications as well. Senator.
Sorry, what was that?
So the journalist has sought comment from ORIC in most of those publications as well. So we are aware of the publications.
Okay, so but are you concerned about the detailed information that the Australian seems to have about your investigation into Gunjagmi?
Look, it is concerning that level of information is out in the public domain whilst there's an active investigation going on. So it is concerning that detail is getting out there and where that information is coming from.
And is that information that could possibly be coming from within ORIC that you're not aware of?
I would suggest that that's not coming from ORIC. It is certainly something that I've had conversations internally with my own guys and my investigation team about. It's not information that's coming from ORIC. So I can at least guarantee that information that's being, I guess, leaked out in the public domain doesn't come from ORIC staff at all.
So you're confident that...
I am confident in that, Senator.
Okay. So what measures is ORIC taking to protect the integrity and independence of this investigation into Gunjagmi?
Look, and as in the commentary we've made to the journalist who's continuing to write articles about the investigation, our commentary is that it's an ongoing investigation. It is still active. We are still playing a significant role in working through information that we've obtained through the execution of search warrants and other means. Because it's an active investigation, we will not comment on the level of detail in an active investigation until we get to a point that we can.
Okay, so in one of the articles it says that ORIC investigators seized over 11,000 documents. Was that on the public record?
The information itself?
Well, both. The number of documents?
Yeah. So the number of documents wasn't something information that we had provided to the journalists. There were numerous documents that were seized in the execution of the search warrant. The number, we have never provided that to the public or to any journalist. So
would that number be correct?
There was a large volume of documents that we did actually obtain through the execution of the search warrant, Senator.
Okay, so if it's not coming from within ORIC, where do you think that information might be coming from?
I wouldn't like to speculate as to where it's coming from, but I guess I can give you the guarantee that it's not coming from my office.
Okay. So you've obviously spoken to your staff. Obviously it's been a concern for you if you've had to raise it within, and you're confident that it's not coming from within ORIC or any of your staff for that kind of detailed information. The reason why I'm raising it is that that there's been incredible concern, obviously, by clan groups in the region, many of whom have expressed just individual concerns of mental health for family members, trying to solve different kinds of disputes. So this is why it was important for me to be able to ask the question to you as to just how secure the information is within ORIC to ensure that your investigation is being conducted with integrity.
Yeah, and look, and I certainly appreciate that, Senator, and as I mentioned, I can guarantee the information isn't coming from my office. The largest concern I do have about the information that's out in the public domain is the impact upon individuals and people. It's not, and certainly it is about the integrity investigation and what impact that might have on the work that we are continuing to do to try and finalise that investigation. And some of this information that goes into the public can obviously jeopardise that as well.
I know in your response earlier you did say that any leaks could jeopardise the investigation. In what way are you seeing that could impact your investigation?
Look, a fairly basic thing for us in the sense of if information gets out in the public domain before we have the opportunity to review it and before we have the opportunity to verify, those things can certainly jeopardise any investigation.
Okay.